You have got to be really pumped after the latest Dodger win over the Atlanta Braves. This team has now turned a corner. Hey, this is Mike Nelson of Dodgers Digest. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank the almost 13% of you that have already subscribed. The ones that are watching these videos. But 86% of you have not hit that subscribe button yet. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any big Dodger news. You know, me and Brad J are bringing everyday content here on our favorite team, so you don't want to miss out. Let's get right into it. Of course, the Dodgers defeated the Atlanta Braves today 9-0. That's right, 9-0 in a commanding W. What a win. Dodgers win. That's all that matters, right? You know, the Dodgers got 2 out of 4 against the Atlanta Braves, like I talked about here on the channel last week. I talked about it last week prior to this series. Because, you know, it's kind of weird that the series started last week. If you think about it, it's Monday. This was kind of a strange series, right? It went from Friday to Monday, the wraparound series they call it. I don't know. I don't really like it. I think series should be Friday through Sunday. Let's get a different team on Monday. But anyway, yeah, last week I was talking about how the Dodgers should get 2 out of 4 and it would be a successful series. And that's exactly what the Dodgers did, getting 2 out of 4 wins in a hostile environment. Yesterday, you know, we talked about it. It was a massive comeback win, 9-2 win. Dodgers were losing most of that game. They came back and won in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. Today, the Dodgers weren't ever losing in this game, but it sure felt like it early on. I mean, think about it. The Atlanta Braves got a runner to third base, I believe, in 2 of the first 4 innings. They had runners on every inning, basically. I mean, this was one of those games that, you know, you were definitely kind of sweating out here at the beginning if you were a Dodger fan. And the Dodgers even didn't have a base hit in the first 4 innings. Can't forget about that. Dodgers didn't have a base hit in the first 4 innings, but yet still had a 1-0 lead after Miguel Rojas, of course, got on with a walk, then of course, got advanced to second, and then stole third base, and then there was a wild pitch, so an unearned run was giving the Dodgers that early lead, but it ended up being kind of a big run if you think about it, because it kind of put Atlanta in a tough spot, you know, for the rest of the game, kind of trailing, kind of having to fight back, you know, with that unearned. It's always tough when you give up unearned runs. And I think that's what the Atlanta Braves were kind of facing the whole first half of this game. They never quite recovered. And, you know, the offense, if you look at it tonight, the offense, I kind of wanted to go over a little bit over the stats. I mean, it was a quiet night for the most part, but then, you know, it all turned around in a team effort tonight. Ohtani got a couple RBIs, is still stuck on 47-48. Didn't get anything in the Atlanta series, which is very shocking if you ask me. Not getting a home run, not getting a stolen base in these 4 games is pretty shocking. It's almost like Ohtani wants to break this record at home. Hey, I mean, I don't mind it. We want Ohtani to break this record at home. That's all right. Doesn't want to break it on the road. Wants to break it in front of his fans. But it's all right because Ohtani still contributed tonight. Got a couple RBIs, got a walk, got a hit. So that's all that matters. You know, he's still up there being dangerous. And then Freddie Freeman, of course, the home run. And just the offense, once again, showing they're one of the best, like I talked about yesterday, the best offense in modern baseball history. Don't give me the 98 Yankees. This team is not on steroids. This is the best offense in modern baseball history. Comment below if you don't think I'm right. This is the best. So, I mean, the Dodgers have shown again and again that it's really hard, to really beat this team when they're firing on all cylinders. These last few weeks have just been absolutely, insane to watch the way the offense has taken off. It has exploded in front of our eyes. 32 runs against the D-backs. I mean, come on, Labor Day weekend. And now 18 runs in the last 2 days against the best pitching in the National League. The Atlanta Braves are the best pitching in the National League, and the Dodgers have picked up 18 runs against these guys. So it just shows you what kind of team they are. And on top of all this, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he absolutely looked great tonight. 4 innings pitched. Let's look at his stat line. 4 innings pitched, only gave up 4 hits, had 3 strikeouts, only walked 2. And, you might say, well, Mike, he wasn't dominant. No, Yamamoto had runners on basically every inning, including that that leadoff triple. But guess what he did? He fought through it. He was able to get through the jams. That's what you need in the playoffs. That's what you need in these big situations from your pitchers. And I think he really showed a lot of composure tonight. He's a rookie pitcher in Major League Baseball. I mean, sure, he has a lot of professional baseball experience, pitching, of course, overseas. But this is his first year pitching in Major League Baseball, and he looked like a veteran out there. I mean, only a veteran pitcher would be able to get, have that sort of adversity thrown at him against a very good team, the Atlanta Braves, giving up extra base hits. There were some loud outs as well. Don't forget those loud outs that were going to the warning track. There was a few balls that could have been home runs that Yamamoto left some bad pitches out there. Let's be honest. There were some mistakes that the young pitcher made today. But you gotta look at the composure that Yamamoto had. And I think that's what people maybe are gonna overlook. Well, I know us Dodger fans, we're not gonna overlook it, but many people around Major League Baseball are. The composure that Yamamoto had in this game is something you have to be really pumped up about. Something you have to be excited to see, because it's something that we have not seen from Dodgers pitchers this year. I mean, really, only Yamamoto and probably Glasnow, unfortunately, who's now out for the year. Those were the only two guys on this roster that you could say, well, had games that maybe they weren't pitching their best, but they didn't completely collapse, right? Because we've unfortunately seen that from some of our guys this year, where they're not bringing their A game, and then they just completely collapse before our eyes, and the Dodgers can't even come back. They're down 15-0. Well, I'm over-exaggerating, but you know what I mean. The Dodgers have had some pretty bad starting pitching performances, and it's pretty refreshing to see Yamamoto go out there and do the complete opposite, have an elite performance, pitch through adversity, get through the batters that were giving him trouble. You make mistakes out there, especially if you're a young pitcher, but you get through it. And that's exactly what Yamamoto showed out there, and you have to be excited. I'm excited to see what the Dodgers are going to do with Yamamoto in the playoffs. He's still on limited, pitches right now. They're limiting him to 70 pitches. I mean, once he's at full strength, this guy can be the game changer. He could be the number one starter that the Dodgers are looking for. I would be confident in rolling Yamamoto out there as your number one starter. Game 1, NLDS, the way he's pitching, let's roll him out there. I really think so. He's earned that. And so we're definitely pumped up, to say the least. Kind of wanted to go over his standings update, for the night. I was waiting a bit to do this video until we got a result, of course, from San Diego. Padres unfortunately win again, defeating Houston. Of course, Trash Throws didn't help us out. What else is new? Still 3.5 lead for the Dodgers, and 6 now. D-backs lost. They've lost 6 out of the last 10. They're in a free fall. And the Padres have been kind of hot as of late. So, still 3.5 back. Key series for the Dodgers coming up, starting tomorrow night in Miami. At 3:40 start, a little early out here on the West Coast. So, you may have to get off work a little bit early tomorrow. Next few days, it's 3:40 Tuesday, Wednesday, and then an early 1:40 start on Thursday if you're on the West Coast. It's going to be tough, to get these W's in September. But you got to get through it. You got to win. You got to be, you got to do it. You got to win, because the Padres are right there. As you can see, it's close. So make sure to subscribe, and let's go Dodgers.